No, they couldn't. Where's your avatar?
Oh no.
No, they couldn't. Where's your avatar? Hey, can we hear you?
Can y'all hear me? Yo, can anybody hear me?
Hey, can we hear you?
Can y'all hear me? Yo, can anybody hear me? So nobody.
I think they can hear you. I think they can.
I know all that time nobody heard me.
He said they could hear.
Oh, okay, yeah. So y'all heard what y'all heard me all this time, right?
No, not on that Chrome.
We hear you. Oh, cool. How y'all doing tonight? Liz Martin, Slewfoot, Ray Triggs. Yeah. So let me get back. Yeah. Let me pick y'all up. So the young man Kevin Johnson from Missouri. The other circumstances I was telling y'all about was his daughter. Now his daughter, she's 19 years old, and in that state, you can't even witness a death penalty proceeding unless you're 21, even though that's her father, and that's the only parent she got because her mother was murdered when she was 4 years old. Now, the governor, they denied her to come, and so they also working on that to try to see if they do give him the death penalty tonight, is they going to allow his daughter to even witness it, you know? So it's a lot to it down there. They do a lot. They extra down there in Missouri. But like I said, as of like 2 hours ago, the last update I got, they had the governor and they was trying to get him what they call clemency, you know, and they denied him clemency. So his lawyers filed a appeal to their findings. So we just really like waiting to see if they're going send that boy through the death chamber. I don't know how they do it in Missouri. Probably lethal injection. You know, I don't know how y'all feel about that. How y'all feel about the death penalty? Y'all anybody advocate? Most you know, people of color don't advocate the death penalty, but some do. I mean, I don't know. I can't say it's justifiable in some instances and not because during my time of being incarcerated, I know like uh, most dudes know that it's they would rather get it's easier. They say it's easier to work your way off of death row than it is off a life sentence. Like a lot of dudes able to come off of death row, you know, through appeals and stuff like that.
I'm just gonna screen this. Get to the screen where I can share. Hey, L. Kate George, Slewfoot. All right, I think it's here. No. Bear with me. I'm just trying to pour. It's the audio is on, Kate DeJoy. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to pull up the video. Okay. All right, I'll be right here. Hold up.
Not pulled all the way down over his ears. Some hair is going to show. December 8th, he was sentenced. The year 1976. 46 years ago, Virgil Presnell was sentenced to death with a murder. Welcome back to the Death Row and Executions channel, and thank you for watching. I'm Paco Rivera. Kevin Johnson, who is now 37 years old, is scheduled to be executed this month on November 29th in the state of Missouri for a murder he committed in 2005 when he was just 19 years old. Let me tell you, regarding this case that I'm going to discuss with you today, I am really looking forward to reading your comments. It will be very interesting to read what you have to say about whether or not Kevin Johnson should be executed. Because this is a case where you really need to hear the whole story of what happened before you make that decision. First, I'm going to briefly describe what Kevin Johnson did.
All right, y'all. Like, I don't want to get, I want y'all to hear the story from his perspective, and then y'all can get a better gist of what's going on with my man Kevin Johnson.
To get him convicted and sentenced to death. On the night of July 5th, 2005, at about 7:30 in the evening, Sergeant William McEntee of the Kirkwood Police Department was dispatched to Also Brook Street in the Meacham Park neighborhood of Kirkwood to investigate after police received complaints about illegal fireworks being set off in the area. McEntee stopped his patrol car beside several children and rolled down his window to question them. 19-year-old Kevin Johnson then walked up to the passenger side window of the patrol car, pointed his gun at Sergeant McEntee, and fired 5 shots into his body. Another bullet ended up.
All right, now he hit him 5 times. He walked right up on him and hit him 5 times. But now I told y'all like the reason, but this guy here, he'll give you a better understanding of why the boy walked up on the cop and shot him 5 times.
Striking one of the children that McEntee was talking to in the leg. Kevin Johnson then reached into the car and retrieved the officer's gun. He then walked away a short distance but remained in the area. Sergeant McEntee was severely injured but not dead. His car rolled down the road, hit a parked car, and ended up crashing into a tree. He got out of the car and squatted down to place his knees on the ground. Because he was unable to speak due to his injuries, he couldn't call for help. That's when Kevin Johnson walked up behind him and shot him once in the back and then a final shot in the back of McEntee's head.
Okay. So that's how he went. That's what he did. He after he got out the car and tried to crawl away, he walked up on him and he shot him again in the back of the head and he killed him. Another man is scheduled to be executed tonight too, Al? What's his name?
No, she just said a man is scheduled to be executed.
Yeah, because the officer, I think he had 3 children. I know he was married. Yeah. And let him finish telling the story.
Johnson then went through McEntee's pants pocket while the cop was lying dead on the ground before fleeing the scene. Now, basing my thoughts on the comments I read here on this channel, and I do try to read all of them, I would say that most of you are going to say, well, I don't need to hear anymore. Of course that man should fry. But I'm telling you, you need to know the rest of the story. A story that began earlier that day. And after hearing this story, you might decide that Kevin Johnson still deserves the ultimate punishment, death by lethal injection, or you might change your mind and say he should never go free, but not be put to death. A little more than 2 hours before Kevin Johnson murdered Sergeant McEntee at about 5:20 p.m., 2 police officers arrived at the home of Kevin Johnson's grandmother, where Johnson was living. They were there to pick up Johnson for violating his probation. Johnson, however, was in the house next door where his great-grandparents lived. His grandmother lived beside his great-grandparents. He was watching through the window as police arrived at his home next door, and he knew that they were looking for him.
All right, now yeah, okay. But this is where it get kind of crazy at. He did all that at the age. Yeah, at that age, bro. Yeah, at that age. But this way it gets I ain't gonna say man. I'm gonna say I could see where justification was set in at a 19-year-old's mind. I could see that happening. I could see him rationalizing, justifying what he was about to do due to the circumstances.
The policeman then began looking into Kevin Johnson's car. Johnson got worried that they might confiscate the vehicle. So he woke up his little brother, Bam Bam, who happened to be sleeping in that house, and gave him the keys to his car. Johnson told his little brother to hurry over to the other house and give Grandma the keys, and to tell Grandma to go tell the police that she is the one driving that car. Joseph Long, who was 12 years old and was known to everyone as Bam Bam, suffered much of his young life from a chronic heart condition that he was born with. 3 days after he was born, his heart was operated on, but a defective heart remained throughout his young life. During a recent jailhouse interview from death row, Johnson would say that his mother was heavily addicted to drugs and had continued using drugs during her pregnancy with Bam Bam, implying how that may have been a factor with Bam Bam's heart condition. Bam Bam was a half-brother, a birth that happened while Kevin Johnson's father was in prison serving a 20-year sentence for second-degree murder. By all accounts, Kevin Johnson adored his little brother Bam Bam and took on the role of helping to care for him. Kevin Johnson would later say how he remembers running home from school each day so that he could hurry and spend more time with Bam Bam. Bam Bam rushed the car keys over to the grandmother as instructed, and a few moments later, the grandmother rushed out the door with keys in hand and told police, "I'm the one driving this car." While the grandmother was outside talking to police who were questioning her, other family members in the home shouted out to her that Bam Bam is having a seizure and has collapsed on the living room floor. Reports from the family would later indicate that the grandmother ran into the house and the two policemen walked slowly in behind her until they were both also inside. One of the officers radioed for paramedics. Once inside the house and apparently afraid of being ambushed by the man they were looking for, they made the decision to clear the house before attending to the boy. Following police protocol, they forced everyone to evacuate and wait outside, including one family member who was giving Bam Bam CPR. The two cops then spent the next few minutes of precious time needed to continue CPR on Bam Bam by searching every room in the house. As the family would later describe the situation, they had said those officers walked past Bam Bam lying on the floor unattended, practically stepping over the young boy while conducting their search. Kevin Johnson, still next door and watching everything that was going on through a window, was aware that Bam Bam was experiencing a serious medical condition. Johnson, who would later testify on his own behalf during his trial, had said that he could see through windows of the other home that the officers were walking around the house, and he knew that they were looking for him. And he was wondering why Bam Bam was not getting the attention he needed. At that point, he began to get very emotional and very angry. He watched as other police officers soon arrived outside the other house. One was Sergeant William McAtee, who took position on the porch at the doorway. Kevin Johnson then saw his mother, Bam Bam's mother, arrive, and she was in a panic. She tried.
Okay, now y'all starting to see the connection here now. Y'all see what's going on now. Now, this cop now, he's at the he's standing there, and his mother's about to come up. And he already witnessed his little brother passed out, and the police just basically stepping over him.
Tried to rush into the house to attend to her son, but Sergeant William McAtee stopped her from going in. And when she insisted that she needed to provide help to her son and tried to get inside, McAtee stretched out his arm and shoved her, practically knocking her off the porch. Kevin Johnson would say that when he saw that, he flew into a rage. Police would say that when the search of the home was completed, they attended to the young boy as best they could until paramedics got there, and that they decided to suspend the search for Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson watched as an ambulance arrived on the scene. Paramedics went inside, and a short time later, he saw his little brother being wheeled out on a gurney back to the ambulance. He said his little brother's feet were just dangling from the gurney, and he knew at that moment that his brother was dead. And that's when he snapped.
Okay, now, I mean, like, yeah, it is pretty deep. But yeah, like the young boy basically snapped. I mean, man, like he basically snapped. He seen his little brother. He said when he seen him put his little brother on the gurney, he knew he was dead already. You know what I mean? He done seen him basically push his mother down the steps. Like, and remember now, he only 19. You know what I mean? And as they said, like, if the little one was born addicted to drugs, you know his mother probably was getting high with him too. So you know the kid is not, I'm not going to say he's not emotionally stable, but for that age, he's not, his developmental stages ain't all the way there yet. He's not fully developed yet, you know, to make real rational decisions. So here we go.
Bam Bam was pronounced dead at St. John's Hospital in St. Louis a short time later of heart failure. The family would say in so many words that the distressing element and terrifying situation of police arriving at the home, concerned about his big brother being taken to jail, about the car being confiscated, and rushing the keys to his grandmother is what resulted in Bam Bam having a seizure and collapsing. And that if medical attention had not been delayed, Bam Bam could have been saved. One might say that Kevin Johnson was obviously experiencing at that moment severe emotional and mental distress.
Facts.
He was extremely distraught suddenly by the death of his beloved little brother.
Okay.
2 hours later, when Sergeant McEntee arrived in the neighborhood to investigate the fireworks matter, Kevin Johnson had retrieved a gun from his car and pointed it at the officer. Before shooting 5 times, he had yelled out at Sergeant McEntee, "You killed my brother." Kevin Johnson then went into hiding by staying at his father's home. Several days later, after police learned of his location, he was contacted and Johnson voluntarily turned himself in. While Kevin Johnson had gotten himself into some trouble as a teen with some misdemeanor criminal activity in the past, there is no indication that he was ever extremely violent. One detective of the Kirkwood Police Department, Jeff Morrison, who was mainly assigned to investigate juvenile offenders and had been with the police department for 37 years, had said the following about Kevin Johnson. "I got along with Kevin. I never had any dealings with Kevin as a violent person, nor did I know of any history of violence or reported violence." Morrison retired from the police force in the year 2015, and when asked if Johnson's case warranted a death sentence for the murder of Sergeant William McEntee, who Morrison said was his dear friend and partner, Morrison replied, "No, not this one." In other words, Morrison, McEntee's...
Now that's his best friend who knew the kid. And he even said that, from him knowing him, he don't think the kid deserved the death penalty. His lawyer his lawyers made us looking for an update. Did you hear it? As of like I said 2 hours ago, they had the governor denied the commutation, and the stay was denied, but his lawyers appealed it. So how long, it all depends on that, can go on all night, But they scheduled a trial. They want to try to put him down, man. It seems like they want to put him down, And the governor even denied his daughter being allowed to watch the execution. Yeah, governor said no to everything. Even though, he had 2 trials. His first trial, man, was a hung jury. Like, it was 10-2 on the second degree, which would have gave him a life sentence. And then the first trial was a hung jury. Then they came back with that second trial, and they had a unanimous decision on the death penalty. And that's rare, man. You don't see people get a 10-2 hung jury and then come back and get a unanimous death penalty. They play hardball up there in Missouri, huh?
friend and partner didn't think this case warrants the death penalty. Kevin Johnson's first trial in April of 2007 was declared a mistrial, but not because jurors wondered if he was innocent or guilty. They all knew he had committed the atrocious crime. It ended in a mistrial because jurors couldn't agree with each other as to whether the conviction should be first degree, which would likely get him the death penalty, or second degree, which would give Johnson a lesser sentence. That jury in April voted 10-2 10-2 for second degree.
He
It
even
appears
know it.
that jury believed he should serve time for what he did, but they did.
Right. Yeah, I think he should get, he got to do some time. That's all. I don't think he should be getting no death penalty. I don't even think he should be there right now. He shouldn't have been on death for all these years. Like, I think he should have just got his elbow. That's an elbow there. That's not a, nah. That's just me. I've seen people get death penalty for other things, but not that. Yeah, they still preparing to execute. Okay, so right now they got they appointed a special prosecutor, and he put in a request to vacate the death sentence. So that's what they put in their appeal. Uh-huh. He found the prosecuting attorney sought they say the prosecuting attorney sought the death sentence for mostly black defendants charged with killing police, but he didn't he didn't do the same thing with white defendants, and that's something else they put in this appeal to get a stay. Yeah, a 15 motion. A 15 motion appeal in that amount of time. They working, yo. Because they just did that like two hours ago.
Didn't think he should be put to death.
They working.
In Kevin Johnson's second trial in November of 2007, a St. Louis County jury issued a unanimous verdict of first-degree murder, and Kevin Johnson was sentenced to death. Supporters of Kevin Johnson claim how that trial in November was biased and that the defendant was deprived of a fair trial for several reasons. For one, the judge allowed many uniformed police officers, supporters.
I was going on the execution page. They got and they was doing they were outside the prison, and also Fox News is out. Fox News is out there too, because there's a lot of people out there protesting. I'm gonna try to grab a clip of it and put it up here. But yeah, they out there. They out there. They definitely out there right now.
Of Sergeant William McEntee to attend the trial, and that seeing so many officers in uniform around the courtroom may have prejudiced the jury. Also, it was learned that one of the jurors had a stepbrother who was a police officer and was even acquainted with one of the police officer witnesses that testified, and that should not have been allowed. Other supporters of Kevin Johnson and advocates against the death penalty have raised factors such as Johnson's upbringing in a miserable life of poverty, starvation, a drug-addicted mother, his father in prison, and other horrifying conditions while growing up.
Now, people don't think those things be playing a factor in these type of situations. Like, that's why when I be like, you could tell when a person wasn't raised right. And I ain't saying that is the reason why, but I'm telling you, that made that decision that much. It's like lack of empathy and shit like that. You know what I mean? And then he's saying what happened to his little brother, and then if you as a kid, if you committing crimes, if you're just committing crimes, usually your crimes will start to escalate. You know what I mean? And that's how you catch a lot of delinquents, people who catch multiple cases and stuff like that, starting off as a youth. If you do that, your crimes will escalate and you'll wind up turning a stick up into a murder or some shit like that. You know, you don't have it's nothing structured about the things you do. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, let me get back.
But we know juries put little stock into that. And as many of you have already commented on other videos here on this channel, millions of people grow up.
Oh, that was
these
7
conditions
minutes ago.
and don't turn
7:30 Missouri time.
Johnson supporters also add that the state of Missouri plans to execute him because the judicial system is racist and because he is a black man who killed a white police officer. Period. I'm sure a lot of you won't agree with that either. These videos I'm doing here are getting on average about 500 or so.
All right, we can get him out of here. Yeah, but yeah, I'm about to check right now, and see what we got. Because the last update I got was it was 2 hours old. He was exit. They got him, Kate. They got him. Where's that? Where can we go pull it at? See if I can grab something. Let me see if I can see if I can find something. I don't know. No, the last update I got, it was no changes in the plans. They going ahead with it. Where you get it at, okay? That's deep. Because I know it's an hour difference. So he was supposed to go at 6. So it's been like a half hour and some minutes. It's 7:40, so that's 6:40. Yeah, they probably did it, but I can't find nothing. Yeah, that I didn't understand why they denied his daughter, William. I didn't get that. Like, and then you got like she been through a lot too. Like her mother, they said her mother got murdered when she was 4. You know what I mean? And that's the only parent she got. And I don't get that. Like it seemed like that governor, man, he just was being like a tyrant, man. No to everything. There you go.
The fate of a Missouri man will be determined.
He was scheduled to die at 6. Right. Yeah. He was scheduled to go at 6. Right. But the state has 24 hours to do so for a reference. The last person executed by the state of Missouri happened at 6:04, same day. Wow.
Next week, Kevin Johnson is scheduled to be executed on Tuesday, but a last-minute hearing may slow down the process. Johnson killed a Kirkwood police officer, William McAtee, in 2005. 17 years later, there are still new developments in this case. Our Justina Cornell joins us now with the latest. Justina.
Yeah, Mike, so oral arguments will take place on Monday in Jefferson City in an effort to delay Johnson's execution the very next day. But that's not the only legal battle that's going on with their family.
Yeah,
There's
we
a
already
possibility that
told
the
her
Supreme
no.
Court could enter a stay.
Delaying death. Monday, Kevin Johnson's attorneys will try to do this in oral arguments in front of the Missouri Supreme Court. Johnson was 19 when he killed Kirkwood police officer
Yeah, the
William
updates
McAtee
is
in
real slow. I
2005.
got mine.
Advocates,
Mine's
including
still
Missouri's
stuck on
NAACP,
2
say he
hours
should
ago.
be executed, claiming bias and racism in this case.
If we are committed to taking a man's life, in this case Kevin Johnson, that it be done fairly.
Court filings show several accusations claiming a former St. Louis County prosecutor sought the death penalty specifically for black defendants, but not white defendants.
Oh man, it's a lot of factors to it too. That's a lot of factors, man, that they ain't even taken into consideration.
Missouri's NAACP president believes this should pause Johnson's execution.
The execution itself would still be in place in his case until there's a further determination.
But this case also has another twist.
She has a very deep bond with her father.
Johnson's daughter, Corey Ramey, has also lawyered up. That's because in the state of Missouri, you have to be 21 years old to witness an execution. Ramey is 19.
We are
Yeah, they
asking
used to do
the
those live
federal
news
court
feeds.
to order the Department of Corrections to allow Miss Ramey to be able to attend.
For now, Johnson and his daughter battle for another day.
She does not.
Yeah, first they gotta the prison gotta do they media stuff. You know, the prison got PR too. You know, they gotta go through they ones and twos and stuff before they release anything to the media, the mass media rather.
Have any other living parent at this point besides Mr. Johnson. Her mother was tragically murdered when she was
I'm
4.
quite sure
Her father
that
was
you know how the
incarcerated when
prison
she
gotta
was
do
2.
their thing first.
And for her own
You
human
know?
dignity and so that she can begin the grieving process, she wants to be there.
Ramey should get a decision by this weekend. Meanwhile, we reached out to William McAtee's family. We're told they do not want to talk, explaining this is a very emotional situation.
Yeah, that's who they probably come later on, like his wife and stuff like that, and because you know the cop has some kids and stuff, you know what I mean, and yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, you know the media, they're not gonna they gotta do the drama thing so it could be without a lot of fanfare. They don't want you to turn a person into a martyr, you know? That's why they ain't killed Mumia. That's why they had to let Mumia off death row. For 18 years, yeah. I mean, they forever linked, you know. They forever linked with those families, you know what I mean? Because you know that time gonna always spin around again. That the dates and stuff like that. You know, and the young kids ask them, you know, when they what happened to daddy, you know what I mean? So yeah. But you know, like, man, I don't get it, man. Like, I mean, I get it, but life sentence is a hard existence, man. People, man, people will never understand what a life sentence look like, yo. and them doing that thing from 19, like yo, my homie got 26 in on his life sentence right now. He been locked up 26 years on an elbow. Like, can you imagine? You can't imagine that. You can't imagine that. And they think like the death penalty, like shit. What you know? Oh, what time? Oh, I ain't. Let me give it a few more and shit. Cause I ain't even want. I just wanted to come on here and see if anybody was tuned into the what was going on as far as with these with this execution. Because I don't think they have. I think the brother said they haven't had an execution in a. I know ain't nobody got executed in PA in a minute. Who's the last? I can't recall. I know it's a lot of people. Like it seems like in Pennsylvania, they just stick you on death row for a long time, and then they commute your sentence to life because they rarely kill people on death row in PA. But we got we got a large death row population. Yeah. Thank you to the new subscribers. Yeah, I appreciate all new subscribers. Absolutely. Absolutely. They don't even give out. You know that they don't even give out the last meal no more. You know you don't get to request the last meal anymore. Cali's death row is a life sentence for most. It's like that in Cali too, Al. They don't be killing people. They just sit them out there on death row. Yeah, and PA that's basically a life sentence. They let you fight your way off of there. But usually, yeah, you be on there for years. Like, how long Cool C been on death row? Cool C been on death row for since like 89. Been on there a long time. Yeah, they started getting bugged out with them last meals. They wanting everything, and some people want nothing at all. I know somebody out there with I know somebody out there with live feed and stuff, with a camera and stuff. Dang. Yeah, Texas do you dirty. Yeah, Texas do you dirty. They don't even be playing. Yeah, Texas serve you quick. Texas serve you quick. I think Louisiana serve you up too. Yeah, I think they death penalty is pretty swift too. Yeah. Woo! I mean, wow, that's like a lot of that stuff, like, that's deep. Like, what the hell you gonna say? Who you gonna say it to? Like, you know what I mean? They wouldn't even let his daughter come in. You know what I mean? Like, they just, I ain't got nothing. You taking everything already. Like, you about to take my life. You can't give me that. That's what I be talking about, the inhumane part, where, you know, how people get that. Like, I'm telling you, yo, you can be a very good individual and get a glimpse, a little bit of something you think is power, and you'll turn into a fucking tyrant. And that's in any situation. That's in most situations. You see a nigga on a job, he get a little title. That nigga now think he the big giant boss. It don't matter what situation. Like, it just breeds that kind of attitude. Yeah, I could do whatever. Like, damn, all the man want to do is see his daughter on his last 2 minutes to speak. And she got a baby, and he got a grandbaby.
The fate of a Missouri man will be determined next week. Kevin Johnson is scheduled to be executed on Tuesday, but a last-minute hearing may slow down the process. Johnson killed a Kirkwood police officer, William McEntee, in 2005. 17 years later, there are still new developments in this case. Our Justina Cornell joins us now with the latest. Justina.
Yeah, Mike, so oral arguments will take place on Monday in Jefferson City in an effort to delay Johnson's execution the very next day. But that's not the only legal battle that's going on.
Mississippi get you 2K?
There's a possibility that the Supreme Court could enter a stay.
Delaying death. Monday, Kevin Johnson's attorney
They did the
will try to
brother,
do this
what's the
oral
name
arguments
like
in front
that?
of the Missouri Supreme Court. Johnson was 19 when he killed Kirkwood police officer William McEntee in 2005. Advocates, including Missouri's NAACP,
Yeah, it's always,
say he should
I think they always do you dirty in them
If
them
we are committed
deep
to
south
taking
prisons
a
and
man's
shit,
life,
man.
in this case,
They
Kevin Johnson,
so
that it be done
slavish,
fairly.
man.
Court filings show several accusations claiming a former St. Louis County prosecutor
Ohio
sought the
don't play.
death penalty specifically
Damn.
for black defendants, but not white defendants. Missouri's NAACP president believes this should pause Johnson's execution.
The execution itself would still be in place in his case until there's a further determination.
But this case also has another twist.
She has a very deep bond with her father.
Johnson's daughter, Corey Ramey, has also lawyered up. That's because in the state of Missouri, you have to be 21 years old to witness an execution. Ramey is 19.
We are asking the federal court to order the Department of Corrections to allow Miss Ramey to be able to attend.
For now, Johnson and his daughter battle for another day.
She does not have any other living.
We probably won't get an
parent
update
at this
until,
point
like,
besides
for us in
Mr.
the
Johnson.
morning.
Her mother was tragically murdered when
They
she
probably
was 4.
don't put nothing out until, in the morning time for me. I'm going to the other site. You been to South Royal? Yeah. You can't trust the Twitter folk. I got it. Two hours ago. Yep, that's the latest. It's 2 hours. He was able to visit with his daughter and grandchild this morning. Apparently, he denied his last meal and made no final written statement. Wow. Damn. He didn't even make a written statement. It's hella deep, yo. You found something? I didn't look. Maybe that was for the best that his daughter didn't see that. You know, he refused it. He just refused it. Well, how long do they don't they? If they don't get a stay, then how long do they got before they execute you? Like if we exhaust all our pills, then how long do they got before they execute him? Because it was supposed to be at 6 o'clock on Missouri time, which was 7 o'clock for me. So if he ain't getting no stay, oh, he got okay. All right, cool. 24 hours executed from. Okay, cool. Dang, man, like dang. I wouldn't want to see, and then like, you can get a last minute stay. Like you can be actually tied to the gurney and get a stay, man. You know? Like these last 24 hours, bro, they gotta be like the most intense for that man. They gotta be so like, man, I can't even dig into that. I can't even dig into what that man mindset might be at this time. Yeah. I wouldn't eat it. Dang. I'll probably eat me some ice cream or something. Yeah. I'll probably eat me some ice cream. The fact that you know your day and time of death is just scary as. I mean, you can look at it like that. But then again, some people might not even look at it as because the mind, man. You can take the mind. You know what I'm saying? If you zone out, you can zone out, bro. You can really zone out, and I believe like in a situation like that, you're gonna let your mind go ahead and take you where you believe you going. I guess like you know what I'm saying. You trying to make things as peaceful and pleasant for yourself as you can, and then you don't want to show fear to those people, man. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to be a man about it. You still want to, you know what I mean? It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. That gotta be a lot. I believe he's already been executed. The governor of Missouri was the last hope, but is on record saying he would not. And yeah, he was. He said that several times. Yeah, he said that several times. Check the date.
February 2020. I mean 2022.
It's past.
Actually, you quiet. It's a sound check.
Let me see. It was officially announced, was it?
No, she said it has to.
Yeah, that governor, bro. That governor, man. Whew. He one of them hard noses, huh? He one of those hard noses. knowing they could have gave that young man the life sentence and let him go ahead and rock out. Could somebody get that out of here?
What? Probably already won.
That freak stove stuff.
It's going.
Okay. I wonder where that be coming from. Who be doing that? Who takes the time? My bad, y'all. I got a blank screen. Y'all know I don't know what I'm doing up here. Someone was live outside the prison. Yeah. I know they was live outside the prison. I figured they'd do that. So it went down, huh? Protesters got into a fight an hour ago. Oh, wow. Man, why I can't get no footage? Let me go check. Where y'all at? I know where I'm gonna go. Okay, what y'all got? That's what you got? You got the link, Cacador? That's the link for it? Yeah, Cacador just dropped the link. I got this one. This old, it was yesterday. This one when they were protesting yesterday. Yeah. I know they denied him again. Yeah, they just counting down. I'm trying to figure out though. I tried to go check out the see what they was doing outside the prison. But I can't find the live joint. I can't get it live. You found it live? Yeah, it's old. The last one I found was yesterday. But they've been out there all week. I wonder if the BBC got it on there. I could get them live. This should be world news, right, y'all? They still on some COVID shit. Nope, maybe none of these. Yeah, they gonna give him that needle. Yeah, they get the needle over there. Everything is a no. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any. I don't think we're gonna get anything tonight, as far as from my time. You know. Yeah, we probably wake up to it. But yeah, I'm glad y'all stopped in, man. I wanted to just share this with y'all, man, and this is what's going on. This is from, we still out here facing the death penalty. you know, being convicted of crimes. I'm not going to say, because we was ready to take our lick. It wasn't a matter of guilt or innocence. That wasn't even the case, man. You know, that wasn't even the case. I mean, so yeah, I appreciate y'all coming out. L. Kate the door. What's that? Basin 314. Me and Mines. I seen Ray Triggs in the building. I knew Too Big was up in the clouds. You know, Cat Walker was in the building. What was his name? William something? Yeah, William Holbert. Yeah, William H. Yeah, good to see you. Appreciate you being in the building. Who else was here? Anybody I missed, you know? I wanted to just drop this on y'all, man, because you know Slewfoot Slim was in the building, Liz Martin was in the building, yeah, Ray Triggs was in the building. Let me get it right. Yeah, I just wanted to drop this on y'all, yo. Yeah, I feel for the brother. I can feel this, you know, this stuff that you know I really like to touch on when I can. But yeah, appreciate y'all. You know, y'all have a good night. And yeah, I see y'all. Jam session Sunday. I'm out.